Hey there, y'all. Welcome. So, we just had our free webinar, How I Lost 50 Pounds, in which I covered my 3 secrets that helped me with weight loss and I believe will help you as well. And like a complete ding dong, I forgot to click the record button. So, I can't share with you the entire hour-long presentation, but what I can do is give you a recap, which is probably better anyway, because it just gets you the essentials. Nobody watches an hour-long YouTube video anyway, most of the time. So I have my notes. I'm going to go over them real quick. So the first thing that we did was a visualization exercise, which was kind of a combination of Theta Healing and some of the techniques we learn at the Life Coach School to really help the attendees get clear on their why. And getting clear on the why is my first secret from having lost 50 pounds. I had a really strong why for why I wanted to lose weight in that moment. And I think it's really important that we have that. Different people have different reasons, but it can't just be a should. If your reason why is just a shoulds are the first thing that go out the window when life happens. So you need something very strong that will help get you through the discomfort, help get you through that transition period where you're changing your habits and changing your routines. So first piece, get very clear on the why. It needs to be more than a should. And this is something that we work on in our free initial session. So at the end, I'll let you all know how to schedule a free one-on-one call with me if you want to get your questions answered and if you want to work with me for free to strengthen and clarify your why. And that will help you whether you continue on to my paid program or not, but that's available to you. So 3 secrets. Secret number 1, get clear on your why. And I'll give you an example. One of my clients, Sabrina, worked a lot while she had her kids. So she did her best. She was a good mom, but she was not omnipresent for their childhood. But she's getting to an age now where she has more free time. She's looking at retirement in a couple of years, and she wants to make sure that she has a nice long retirement so that she can spend time with her grandkids. So you might have a similar why. It might be wanting to spend time with your grandkids. Jen, who was one of the attendees, said she wanted to be able to go on adventures with ease in her body, go on hikes, right? Be on the airplane, not be uncomfortable. So find a why and then get really, really deep on it. Okay, you want to go on adventures with ease in your body. Why? Well, it's about seeing the world, or it's about connection with a significant other. So really digging down on that why. Point number 2, the root cause. Most diet programs deal with the symptoms, not the root cause of the issue. And this is why one of the reasons they only work temporarily. So I gave the example, if you have a stain on the ceiling and you paint over the stain, you cover it up, it goes away. But if there is a problem, say a leak in the roof, that you haven't addressed, that stain in the ceiling is just going to come right back. So you need to deal with the root cause rather than covering it up. Deal with the leak in the roof, then paint over the stain in the ceiling. And that way your painted over ceiling stain will be gone permanently. It's the same thing with weight loss. So I gave 2 examples. One is a client where we did, she had this thing about cereal. Now, most of my clients are in one of 3 camps. So there's the sweets people, y'all know who you are. There's Team Salty Crunchy. These are my chips and pretzels people. And then people like me, I'm a chocolate person, love chocolate. I could do without the sweets and the salty, but don't ask me to give up chocolate. So this gal was interesting though, because her thing was cereal. So how does anybody get like fixated on cereal? Well, we did Theta Healing, which is sort of like a meditation, almost a little bit like hypnosis, where you get in a relaxed state and you have better access to that information within yourself as to why she was so obsessed with the cereal. And what we found for her, she had a mental link between cereal and her grandparents who used to live in Florida. And so what she was really wanting was warmth. This was in winter in Pennsylvania, so she was definitely not warm. She wanted warmth, she wanted connection with family, and she wanted freedom. So those were things that she associated with that time being a little kid on summer break down in Florida. It was warm, she was connected with the family, she had freedom with her time, she could do whatever she wanted, climbing trees, being in nature. So we spent some time working on how to actually build those things into her life, right? If you want warmth, maybe what you need is not a bowl of cereal. Maybe you need a Florida vacation. Come visit me. um, for connection with family, what can we do to get more connection with family? Maybe that means a weekly call to her parents. Maybe it means game night with the kids, something to build that sense of connection with family that she was missing. And the third, freedom, right? Like maybe the husband needs to take the kids on a Saturday afternoon so that she can go, wander around, do something that she wants to do. Right. So figuring out how you can bring those things into your life that frankly, you're never really going to get from the cereal anyway. And that's one of the reasons why it's never enough, right? If I'm eating cereal to be warm, connected, and free, I'm going to need another bowl of cereal because it's not getting the job done. So that's an example of getting at that root cause. Another one is, and I see this with people lose and regain weight for a lot of different reasons. But I see this a lot with people that have a safety issue. So one of my clients would lose weight and then get to a point where she started to get unwanted, creepy male attention. And so in order to feel safe, and this was all very subconscious, but she would gain the weight back because you kind of become, sexually invisible when you're just, sort of in that lump stage. So for her, she was never going to lose the weight and keep it off until we found another way to feel safe. Right. So maybe it's about boundaries. And when somebody catcalls you, yelling back at them, you can't talk to me that way. Maybe it's about doing some thought work on why that bothers her and thinking about it differently. Instead of thinking like, I'm about to be assaulted, you think like, I put in a lot of work. Thanks for noticing. Right. But other strategies to give her that feeling of safety. Otherwise, the weight loss was never going to stick. Number 3, these are the ESFs. So eliminating ESFs. So what's an ESF? It's an emotional support food. This kind of is related to the last one, right? But I always notice like the little ladies with their yap yap dogs. Now, not to make light of anybody that has a legitimate situation going on, legitimately has an emotional support animal. That's a whole thing. But like a lot of these ladies with their little yap yap dogs, it's a whole other thing. But a lot of us are the same way with our foods as those ladies are with their imaginary emotional support animals. We cannot do without them, and we're using them for something way more than what they were really intended for. So, one of the things that I help my clients with is other strategies. So, how can we deal with feelings without covering them up with food? Right. And if you think that you don't have this problem, then I would say take the food away, not for forever. I'm not even asking you to eat a meal, but the next time you're sitting in front of the TV, you've just had dinner, you've probably had dessert, you're now sitting in front of the TV, you are not physically hungry, and you want to lose weight. Why are you eating? Cut that out and see what comes up. Is it boredom? It may just be a habit, right? And you just needed to get some awareness over it, and you're able to break the habit fairly easily. But you may find that habit is there because it's doing something for you. So it may be covering up boredom. It might be covering up restlessness. It might be covering up anxiety. It might be covering up loneliness. So figuring out other ways to deal with the feelings, which I teach, right? So other ways to allow your feelings, deal with feelings. The next piece of that is the nervous system piece. So one of the things that I teach my clients is EFT, emotional freedom techniques. And this is the tapping. So if you've seen any of this on the internet where people, sort of repeat the mantras and tap on themselves, what this is doing, they're actually like acupuncture, acupressure sites. And when you go through them, you're almost sort of resetting yourself, and it calms the amygdala, which is the fear center of the brain. So finding ways like that to calm down your nervous system. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. Some of y'all are pretty chill. But for my stressed out, anxious people, right? If other people say you're dramatic, no judgment, this might be you. I have gotten the label of dramatic many times. I like to think I'm not overly dramatic. Other people are just underly dramatic. But if you consider yourself stressed out, anxious, if you know you're an emotional eater, if you know you're a stress eater, or if you take the food away and you find all these emotions underneath it, this may really help you. So the EFT, calm you down, 0 calories. The other thing that does, as it calms your nervous system, it brings down the cortisol. Cortisol is very much tied up with the fight or flight response. Anytime we get stressed out, cortisol goes up. Cortisol leads to belly fat, which is the least cute kind of fat you can have. So we want to bring the cortisol down, level out the nervous system, and that is going to help you. So recap, there's no products, right? I'm not selling any pills or shakes. I'm not mad at the people that do that. But what I find, most people, for probably the first time in human history, most of our conditions are not caused by lack or scarcity. They're caused by abundance and excess. So, back in the day, the British sailors had scurvy because they didn't have enough vitamin C. What they needed was vitamin C in their diet. That's why they would put limes on the boats. That's why they were originally called limeys. So that's the environment in which we evolved. Most of human history existed. So when we have a problem, we tend to think, oh, I'm probably low on something. In my opinion, this is not the case now, unless you've been, right? If you've been tested by the doctor says you're low on something, take the vitamin B shots, whatever, that's legit. But if you've been tested by the doctor and the doctor says everything is fine, you're probably not short on shake powder. What you probably need is less food, right? It's not a problem of scarcity or shortage. It's a problem of abundance and excess. Unprecedented pretty much in human history, unless you're like Henry VIII. So not a product. It's not willpower, right? So if you've not been able to lose weight in the past and you thought it was because you have a shortage of willpower, pretty much everybody within a range has like kind of an average amount of willpower. This is not going to require a whole lot of extra willpower. We're teaching you different ways to deal with the issues that get beneath the surface. And I would also say, if you're really hung up on the how does this work? How does this work? Don't worry about it. The how is my problem. I will get you the how. It really takes 4 months to cover the how. That's why I encourage people to finish the whole 4-month long program. Not required. So if you're interested, what I would recommend is schedule a free one-on-one call. What we will do is go through a before and after process. We'll get really clear on where you are, where you want to go. And then I'll talk about, assuming you're a good fit, not everybody is, assuming you're a good fit, I'll talk about how my program will bridge that gap between where you are and where you want to go. We'll also get you some depth and some clarity on your why. And those are things that, no obligation. You take that, go on about your business. But I will make you an offer, just like I am on this video. So there'll be some good information, some useful conversation. We'll get all your questions answered. And then if you want to continue, I'll make you an offer to participate in my program. If you want to do that, now this is being recorded. So this is as of May 2022 and is subject to change. Check my website for details or schedule a call and I'll get you all the latest information. But as of right now, and let me say, typically, so I'm Life Coach School certified. It's a very expensive program to get certified through, and it's very effective. So the coaching tends to be very much in demand. So typically a program like this, 4-month long program, you'd be looking at between $3,000 and $5,000 for that kind of program. Because I am at a point in my business where the number one thing I want is some clients out in the world bringing me referrals, I'm doing it at a very affordable price. So it's $395 a month. If you choose to sign up, you only have to commit a month at a time. So you sign up, It's $395 for a month. You get all of the materials, all of I have videos, I have articles, I have worksheets, supplemental materials. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. In addition to that, we're going to meet once a week. And on those once a week live Zoom calls, we're going to talk about where you are, where you want to go, what went well, what didn't go well. Sorry, I already said the where you are, where you want to go. On the weekly calls, we'll talk about what went well, what didn't go well, what you want to do differently. And we'll use all of those tools to really troubleshoot and figure out what's going on. One-on-one, personal, very custom, very high-end, very reasonable price considering what you're getting, $395 a month. So we will go through all of that. Now, a special bonus, if you're watching this now, from between now, May 25th, Wednesday, and a week from now, June 1st, which is also a Wednesday. If you schedule your call, I'll get a little email from the scheduling software letting me know that you've booked. I will respond back to that with a link to a free bonus. The free bonus for scheduling over the next week is a video of the EFT that you can follow along at home. Again, totally free, whether you move forward or not, no obligation. I'll give you that free video so you can work on that on your own time, at your leisure, for as long as you want. As of right now, it is not available anywhere else. At some point in the future, that might change, but right now, the only way to get this video is between now and January 1st, you go out and schedule your appointment. Now, I know we're coming up to Memorial Day weekend. So if you're busy, if you're out of town, no worries. You don't have to actually do the appointment between now and June 1st. You just have to schedule it for any point where the scheduler will let you make it. And you have to schedule it, go to the actual calendar, do the scheduling by June 1st, but it will let you schedule out in the future, like mid-June. I think it's up to a month in the future. So however far out the scheduler goes, you can schedule an appointment. You just need to have the actual task of scheduling the appointment done within a week. You'll get the free video, whether we move forward and work together or not. But of course, you're going to want to move forward and work together because the price is super reasonable and the program is super effective. So far, everyone I've worked with has lost weight. So you commit a month at a time, $395 a month. If you complete all 4 months, it's not a requirement, but if you choose to do so, and then at any point in the future, for up to a year from now, you decide you don't like me, you're in a bad mood, PMS, whatever, let me know. I will give you all your money back, because the last thing I want is people wandering around saying, oh, I tried that, it didn't work. No, I want happy clients. I want people who are delighted with their results and are just raving about the program and telling all of their friends about it. So if that's not you, take your money. I'm not trying to rip everybody off. I've been where you are. I know how a lot of these weight loss programs are. They're all super frustrating. They're all super disappointing. I don't want to be like that. Like I didn't, dream as a little kid of ripping people off with like fake weight loss crap. Now, if you're not happy up to a year after you finish all 4 months of the program, let me know. I'll give you your money back. If I don't, call the credit card people and charge it back. It's totally fine. I'm not going to fight it. So sorry that I neglected to record, but hopefully, okay, good. I was checking. I'm recording this. So your action items, if you're like, this is intriguing, I want to know more, lisa.duke/schedule between now and June 1st. Pick your appointment. I'll reply back to your email that from the scheduler letting me know that you booked an appointment with a link to the free EFT video. And then we'll talk, we'll get all your questions answered, and we'll just go from there. So have a good evening, or whenever you're watching this. Again, lisaduke.net/schedule to book a one-on-one. Talk to you later.